So today we are going to get the mower going. It's been setting all winter since last fall. So not sure if the battery's going to be charged. It should be. I hope it is. But we do have a flat to air up, and we're going to start it first, and if it starts then we'll air it up. Let's see if we can get this thing started. On the first go. She always does. As long as the battery's good, I wasn't nervous it's going to start. But let's get that tire aired up and take her over to the shop, and I've got at least one U-joint to change, but we'll check them both and see if they both need to be changed. Here we go. I'm going to air it up. So like I said, we got a couple U-joints on this thing. Let's see if I can show them to you. One of them, it's the drive shaft that goes from the hydraulics to the mower deck, the gearbox on the mower deck. So there's a couple places we got to take loose. As you can see, we got to get that off. I think that one might be okay. We'll check when we get it off, but we got to get that loose. And then back here, there's another one down here, and that's the one that it's not in the best of shape. Let's see if I can show you. You can hear it wiggling. It just doesn't sound the greatest. Actually, you can tell better even if it's when you put grease in it. You can see how it spreads apart. But anyway, let's set this up, and I'm going to see if I can get that thing off. When I originally looked at this thing, I thought it was one shaft, but it's actually two. This is the drive shaft that goes from the drive shaft from the crankshaft off the motor into the hydraulic pump. So I'm pretty sure that U-joint's bad. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that one off. But then these down here, I think these are both okay. I'm gonna check it. I'll raise the mower up so we can check them better. But I think both of those down there are good. There's one, you can see, I showed you the one in the front, but there's also one right back here. And I think that one's all right. I know this one's pretty good. So we'll take that drive shaft off and make sure they're both good before we continue. But that's the two U-joints I got. I hope they're the same in the back shaft too. But anyway, we'll find out. All right, well, I thought I had it on. So you guys didn't get to see me put it up on the ramp, but now we're here. We're gonna see what we can see back here. All the way back here. That's the U-joint for the deck. And it's got a slip release, but I don't know that I can get that one off. But these U-joints are good. I just need to get under here before we finish and put some grease in this bad boy. Now the ones that we need to look at are actually up here, and I need to take this one here off. Yeah, you can see that one wiggling. I don't think I've ever greased this, dudes. This is a mower from 2003, and there's another grease zerk. Ouch. Let's just take this guy off. Looks like it's 3 bolts. So we'll take this guy off. Let's see. I don't know if there's a good place to put you. I could stick you right over here. So actually, after looking at these here are much smaller than the ones I've got. I've got the U-joints to replace them on the mower deck shaft, and those there. This one right here, they're much bigger. They're quite a bit bigger than these. I'll go get a tape measure and measure, but these cross joints are much shorter. So I'll have to order those separate. So I basically have a set of U-joints that I don't need. But let me go get the tape measure and just make sure. So these here look to measure at about just rough 2 inches, maybe 2 1/8. Whereas these back here, 2 1/4. For sure 2 1/4, maybe more. It looks like 2 1/2. So definitely much larger U-joints. Because this one is, yeah, it doesn't go out to 2 1/2. It's hard to get my hands all up there. That's 2 1/4. I don't think so. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside and look at the parts catalog and make sure they're not the different. So we'll go back. I'm going to go check. So looked at the parts, and those are indeed different size, different part numbers. So I did order from Kubota. I already ordered them. They should be here Wednesday. So we'll have to do this job. I am going to grease these suckers up, and we're going to mow because, folks, we are in a jungle. I mean, we are in a jungle. We got a jungle going on here, so we got to get this thing mowed. Can't hardly go another week because next week we're busy, and I don't know when the next weekend after that we're not going to be. So I'm going to grease actually the whole mower. It's been setting all winter, so the whole thing needs grease. I need to check the gearbox oil, engine oil, hydraulic fluid will be good, and basically just give it a good once over, and then we'll crank her up. We'll clean up the yard, pick up some stuff, and get to mowing. So I'm going to set you up here, and we're going to grease this thing. I'll probably put it on a hyperlapse because it's just greasing stuff up. You guys don't need to hear about all that. So we're going to set it up on a hyperlapse. We're going to grease these back ones. I've already got it up on the ramps there. So already got her up on the ramp so I can get to the back one. And actually, I hate to say it, but there was a back U-joint that I didn't even know existed. I mean, I honestly didn't know I'm mechanical, but this mower, I've had it since 2003. It never gives any problems. Very minor stuff. I mean, some wiring, the regulator wire, one of those corroded and it wasn't charging the battery good. I dealt with that for 2 years, not understanding what's going on, and finally found the corroded wire after I'd already ordered a regulator. And good thing they took it back because I had opened the package, and they normally don't take electric parts back because that thing was over $200, I believe. So, but I just repaired the one I had, and it's charging good now. I mean, everything about it works. It's a good mower. Like I say, 2003. It's one of those things you buy once, you don't have to buy another mower. Awesome, man. Love it. So we're going to set you here on a time lapse, let you twiddle through this, and just going to grease this thing up and give it the service. So here we go. Probably need to change the oil, but I don't have all that. We'll change the oil maybe next time. So here we go. Folks, that got her done. She's all serviced up. I need to check the oil, but I'm gonna walk around the yard and pick up all the stuff that's floating around from this winter, and try to get this mowed. Now this thing sits underneath the lean-to over there. That lean-to, the chickens can get to it. The chickens been roosting on it during the day. They go to their roost at night, but they come and they like to sit on this mower. Don't ask me why, but they like to sit on that mower for some reason. So, you know, chicken poop, that's one of the most corrosive things. I don't like it, so we're going to be putting together a little bit of a lean-to on our feed room to store the mower under. Hopefully I can get that done this year. We'll drag you guys along if we do. So I'm going to go walk around the yard, pick stuff up. You guys won't be interested in that, so I'm not going to show you that, but I am going to pick up all that stuff, and then I'll hook you around my neck for some mowing around the yard, and then we'll hook you up maybe to the mower, forwards, backwards, all kind of different ways where you can see it. Maybe I'll put it on a tripod to see me running around in circles. I don't know how much I got to mow, meaning I don't know how big our yard is, but it takes about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to mow, and that's a 5-foot cut. So it takes a little bit, and it'll take a little bit longer this time, first mow of the spring, especially after having let it get this tall. Anyway, we go clean up, and then we'll get going. All right, got all the oil checked. Oil check good, it was not low. And we're about to get on. The yard's cleaned up. Well, as far as the stuff we need, don't want to mow over, but you know, we've got stuff to mow. I mean, it's a jungle. So here we go. We're gonna try some different things out on the view. course, she's mowing pretty good. I mean, you can see out there, it looks pretty good. That's just one pass. I mean, I did go over a couple spots twice. In the spring, I usually just mow over it and then let myself catch up on the second time. Second time I mow, let it catch up to, you know, all the weeds and all the stuff. But it's nice and warm. I'm gonna go change into some shorts and we'll get you a few different views. So we'll be back in a bit and set you up. Well, that's better. Got my shorts on, got a tank top, well, jorts. It's the old dad shorts. Anyway, we're gonna set you up on the mower here, and I'm gonna put the Ranger up because it's got a spot to park, and I'm gonna put the tractor up too. But we're gonna set you on the mower and let you watch me outline the next piece. the mowing done. Mower did good. It ran pretty much flawlessly. I don't think I had any hiccups. Blades, I think I sharpened got one mow on sharpened blades last year, and this one, was the best spring I've ever mowed, because usually I use the old blades because I don't want to mess up any new blades. But anyway, gotta clean up the deck, get that off, because when it gets wet it'll mess up the deck. So I'm gonna do that. You can see. So I'm gonna shut this down for a little bit. I might weed eat around the house and then be done. I'll claim everything else slowly. Try to claim it a little at a time, because it takes a while to weed eat it all. Anyway, we'll chat at you later.